Hey guys, Sam here, welcome back to the channel. Today is chest day and I decided to come down to Muscleworks in Bethnal Green as that comes under my new membership. And I've been looking around and really can't decide really what to do. I just want to test everything out because looking upstairs since the extension, they've got so much kit for legs that I could imagine doing a lot of those leg days here as well as over at Stoke Newington. They've got so much variety that I can really improve the legs on. But today is chest. And I think to experiment with what they've got here and get a feel for what machines are going to be best for me going forwards, I'm going to try some different stuff. So, as usual, like all of my chest workouts, it's going to be focusing on the pressing, focusing on the incline and the flat with the pressing, maybe something decline, but that'll be less important than incline work on the pressing, in my view. Then move on to something for isolation, and there's loads of options here, like machine flies and cables and stuff. But we'll see if there's some different machines, because I did the tour of this place quite recently, as you might have seen on the video in the gym tour series. But now that it's much more quiet, being the weekend, because everyone has something else that's better to do, right? But as it's quiet, I can really take my time exploring some of the different kit that is here. So I'm thinking to start on something super incline, like a Hammersmith super incline machine. They got the Panata one, but that didn't suit me so well last time. So I'm going to see if they got the hammer strength or similar here. They might have something across in the other room, and start on that, because that's going to be the focus for me with the chest training, is the incline angle with the pressing. And I have made a lot of progress with chest. Need a little bit more, but probably more priority than that for me is going to be deltoids, but even less so than legs and arms, as I've mentioned before. So that's my progress, and in my routines I'm going to prioritise the kind of exercises that are going to help me most, and having the harder days after being well rested, all the kind of bits stuff that I'd be doing, looking after someone else, where I'd say, well, in the assessment of your physique, these are the strong points, these are the weak points. Getting a program set up where the weak points are going to be worked on after the most rest, or twice a week rather than once a week, or really specific exercises that are going to be harder than what you've done before for those weak areas. A bit like what I've shown in previous videos where I've done the workout with the trainees, like when I was over here doing the back workout with Liam. So all of that will apply to my whole system for myself, as well as guys that I'm looking after. And on chest, that's going to be the incline stuff. So I'll get warmed up, see what I'm going to start with, and it's going to be starting with that sort of thing, and a whole chest workout, and then wrap things up at the end. I found a suitable starter. This is hammer strength, but I'm not sure if it's the same as super incline, as they're calling it, but it's definitely an incline angle now that I've got the seat low enough for me. So we'll see how I get on with the free plates here. Get some good reps in. Pop an extra 5 on each side, can't hurt. I'm almost feeling like I should have kept the rag top on, because I got a little bit burnt today in the heat wave, just making the most of that. It's like a little bit lobster mode. I'll do one more on this weight and then a back offset, I think. This one. Right, let's do some of this machine. I'm not sure if it's quite as steep as the super incline, but I'm getting a good stretch from it. It's something I'll probably keep in the rotation, but not start with every single time, you know. Sticking with the theme of machines to try things out here, I'm going with the machine flat press, the plate loaded bench press here. So I've tried loads of variations of this machine. Like some of them get your arms converging a little bit. This one's just straight, as I tried while setting up here. But always with this kind of thing, under the brakes at the bottom and underneath the floor, I would recommend that you put some plates, 1 or 2 underneath that, so that you don't get the full stretch at the bottom as you put it down, as that can be quite awkward when you put it down in Endurance. So pop those under to protect. Again, nothing too super heavy, just 3 plates each side for starters. I'm going to give it a crack on 4 plates each side. Now, I was doing that reasonably easy a number of months ago when I was starting on this machine, when I was back home and using the chapel gym, but I haven't started on this machine for ages, and going in second, and while bringing my strength back up, I don't know how this is going to be, but judging by the last set, I think it's well worth trying. Something to work against as I progress this coming month or 2. Okay, that's falling a little bit too much into partial reps for my liking, so I will step this back to 3 plates and do my last 1 or 2 sets. And last one. It's much better for me on 3 plates, it seems. For now, anyway. I'm going to add in a little decline with a decline bench press, but as I'm only working on my own and with the barbell, it could be a little bit unsafe if I go heavy, so this is going to be my lightest exercise of the day. Let's finish off on a decline. As usual with the chest workouts, having done all of the pressing, there's compound movements and move on to the isolation now. So with those, it's always going to be, generally going to be flies for the chest, and my preferred are dumbbell flies. I prefer if I'm looking to get more stretch in it, and the machine fly or the pec deck fly with the handles I prefer for getting the tension all the way through the movement, because obviously with the dumbbells, when you get to here, if you're no longer working against gravity, you don't get quite the same resistance. So for resistance all the way through, I like the machine. For the stretch at the bottom being more noticeable, I like the dumbbells, but when it comes to the machine, I do not like the ones with the pads on the forearms. The ones like this, I feel that they put the shoulder in a very awkward position. So if it's going to be the machine, it's always with the hand handles ones, if I've got access to it. So here we've got one that I haven't tried before. As I haven't used this exact machine before, I'm going to give it a crack on the full stack just to see what it's got to offer, because oftentimes that's not too much of a problem for me on these machine fly things, except one or two of them. I'll give it a crack on here. I'll know for future when I come back to this gym. It's not too bad. Getting knackered at this point in the workout though. This will be the last exercise, and I'll be having a chat about which workouts I'll be doing, which places as I get into this continued building phase here. I'll give that another go on full whack. You know what? I'll finish off quickly as a drop set. All done on those, but we've got some other options here. I'll just show you. So those kind of machines that I was using, the machine chest fly, that's pretty much the emphasis all through the middle area of the pectorals. But machines like this on my left here, where you've got all the adjustments for taking the arms down, up, closer in, further out, you can get more emphasis on the clavicular portion of the pectorals if you go on low to high. Basically, the emphasis when you're adjusting like that, or when you're doing it with cross cables and you've got the dual adjustable pulley on the cables, the emphasis is going to be where your hands end. So it's more emphasis in the upper chest when you're crossing the arms like this, which you could arrange by putting the arms lower on a machine such as this one, and it's a little bit more emphasis on the middle and lower part of the pectorals if you've got the hands up here and you're going high to low like this. Or you sometimes see it with people like go this way rather than in front of them. They just go down like this, and there's more emphasis through the middle and the lower portion of the pecs here. So you've got that kind of option here, but I always find this sort of thing, and on the dual adjustable cable pulley system, a little bit harder to actually organise how I want it, and I can just feel it very strongly when I do it on a machine chest fly, as long as I've got the seat height correct and I'm not sort of too low in it that it's bringing in the anterior deltoid like too much, which you can feel when you move your hand across your body at different angles. You can feel how much of the shoulders is working as well as the chest. So I think this might be a good spot for a thumbnail for the video. How about that? If I put like chest stay just there while I'm flexed and smiling. At least I don't do like those cheesy like mock shocked faces thumbnails like a lot of YouTubers. But you've got to have something that stands out. So maybe that one will be the thumbnail, but that's pretty much all the work that I was going to do. So another option on the isolations would be something like this, but usually my go-to is going to be the machine or the dumbbells, and that's me. And then on the pressing, basically the incline would be the priority most of the time, and then the flat and maybe the decline would just be extra, like I've done a couple of sets today. But I prefer the dips if you're going to be doing the decline. And yeah, all of that works really for the chest, but chest can sometimes be a little bit hard to connect to. I feel like a lot of people, if they've got the grip too narrow on various machines or on the barbell, it can bring the triceps in a little bit too much, and if you haven't really concentrated on the contraction in the pectorals, it can sometimes bring the anterior deltoid in quite a lot in incline pressing or in a lot of the fly machines, as you haven't got the seat height right, as I was just saying. So a few things to bear in mind if you're really trying to like emphasize the chest in your workout. It's one of the kind of standout muscle groups, I would say, one that we want to be maybe a little bit better than the rest, I don't know. And that's it for chest today. Now the shirt is definitely not coming off today because I got a little bit too sunburned in the nice weather, but I'll have a little look at how I'm looking. Let's see, lighting's alright in this place. Obviously the arms get a little bit pumped from all the pressing movements and how that affects your triceps, but here's a couple of shots for chest here. Maybe this will be the thumbnail for the video, I don't know. It's okay. It's generally like, which is your strongest side is the one that you're going to like flex the chest on and do this as a pose, because they'll let you in bodybuilding do it like either side, but it feels like really unnatural for me this side. Usually it's going to be like one or the other. Anyway, I know that you're not all competing in bodybuilding, but if you are, definitely get in touch with me, because I can assist with that. I've done like 13 shows myself and got other guys ready, always consistently in condition for these sorts of contests. So if that's your thing, definitely let me know. And let's wrap it up and get out of here. So that's it for this session. All that remains for me to do while I chill out here is have the post-workout meal. And I'm not going anywhere at the minute without having 2 meals packed in my bag here that I showed yesterday, because it's back onto the extreme bulking and I want to be eating very regularly. If there's ever a chance where I'm getting hungry, the food's going in, because that's not too often when you're overloading it like this. So that's going to happen while I'm here, and what I'm contemplating is just which workouts for which muscle groups I'm going to be doing in which gyms, because chest was okay here, but I think it's going to be better for legs, having viewed all of upstairs and all of the extension without it being so busy like when I was on the gym tour video. So here and Muscleworks, Stoke Newington is going to be like awesome for legs, I think. So probably legs here and Stone Newington, the Muscleworks ones. Back, probably a lot of that's going to be down Bodyworks. Same with shoulders, Bodyworks. Arms, probably Zone. Chest, kind of anywhere, but probably Zone, maybe Bodyworks. I didn't really feel that what I used here there was anything that I really couldn't do without or would find elsewhere. So I think it's going to be legs priority here. But I was told that it gets extremely busy in the week, which should be good for mingling, but it might not be so good for the training hard and keeping focus on what I'm supposed to be doing. So we're going to work it out as I go. Let's still get like quite a bit of variety in where we're going. And I will resume the gym tours. There are lots of other places to go. I was just chatting to a guy about Rip Gym over in Basildon, so if I was going to go a little bit further afield, I was going to do there. I was definitely still going to do Monster, because that's one of the biggest places that I'm aware of, and that's not too far out of London. So those are coming up once. I think once my strength's on full, I want to be out and about a little bit more, because I don't feel like I can really make the most of it, like trying out some fun different machines and doing the most of what I could do with them until my strength's on full. So give it another 2 or 3 weeks. I think I'll be doing gym tours a little bit further afield, time permitting, because obviously I'm quite busy, like looking after some of you guys here. So on the latest update on that was what I was saying yesterday about this support group. I think if you are interested in that, you can let me know here. Otherwise, just contact me through Instagram, as a lot of you have been doing. So it's Instagram at Physique Philosopher if you need to talk to me directly, or you want some of the free resources in the free support group. That's something you can contact me on WhatsApp at Physique Philosopher and get in on there. This is the post-workout meal I showed yesterday. So when I was in the gym yesterday, the staff there were really surprised that I had all this. And I was surprised that they were surprised, because this is like a bodybuilding gym. It's like, you expect the big guys to be, guys trying to get bigger, such as myself, trying to plough through all of this food that I was in, like, Muscleworks, Stone Newington, and they're shocked at this behaviour. Sort of shocked me. I think, do people want to be big anymore? If people don't want to be big anymore, that's a problem for me, because that's like my forte, like growing people or getting super shredded for contests. So hopefully some of you watching this do want to get much bigger. If you do want to get much bigger, then definitely check out the playlist on the journey to 300 pounds I just did. That's the biggest that I've ever been, like on the bulking up side of things, and I will go beyond that later this year. I got weighed today, I was like 287, so following this little cruise and a little bit of rest and the health phase kind of business that's been going on the channel, and I've been documenting for the last 5 or 6 weeks. I'm gaining a little bit of weight again, and I think, maybe within 3 weeks I could be pushing 300 pounds again in body weight, and then I could go beyond that. I did figure out that with my height, if I were 320 pounds, I'd be officially morbidly obese. So that could be coming up this week. Not this week, this year. That could be in store for me this year or early next year at the very latest. But I have to stick with all this stuff, because really, when I'm helping someone to get bigger and bigger and bigger, usually the limiting factor is like how much food they can push through consistently for how long. It's like troubleshooting someone who's not growing, or thinks they're a hard gainer, or thinks they're plateaued. Even if they're doing like quite a bit on the PEDs front, usually what's lacking is enough food and getting enough of that down. So usually the adjustments that I'm making like very, very early on in their thing is more food, or finding ways that they're strategies and methods and food choices that are going to be sufficient to enable them to do it on a consistent basis. So that might be like looking at what, even kitchen gear they've got, kitchen utensils and cooking methods they've got, and which foods they're actually buying, what the whole strategy is for getting food like this through in enough quantity consistently. You'd be surprised how much that actually needs like tweaking a lot of times. So that's a lot of what the attention goes on to like grow people enough. Like very often I find that like the whole PED situation is at an effective level, like at a sufficient level, but the food like isn't at a sufficient level. And then like oftentimes like whether it's someone that wants to get much bigger or is going to be natty or enhanced or whatever way they're doing it, I find that the training intensity is often not there, and that's sometimes why I disagree with people about focusing on form too much, because I think it's very hard to focus really carefully on form at the same time as pushing hard and pushing to failure and pushing into those very last reps. It's very hard to concentrate on both, and I always think that pushing hard and working hard consistently is the more important one. So that's sometimes like a thing to tweak as well. But I shall wrap this up because I could ramble all day on such issues. It is what I'm spending all of my time on. So have you got any particular questions, comments, requests, drop them below. I will pick them up as soon as possible. And I look forward to another hard day of training tomorrow. Cheers guys.